I've noticed that in the last few years, when I get around family or old friendships or even new groups of people, I default to complaining, gossiping, just to fit in. My name is Janelle Fraser, and I am the expert to follow to become genuinely happy, wildly successful, and a naked leader. In this video, I want to share with you why we do this, or at least why I do it, and some really great strategies to be able to stop doing it. Because I believe we need to stop leaving interactions with people not feeling like we put our best self forward. I believe that these opportunities are actually an opportunity for personal growth. So come along with me and I'll show you what I mean. For me, I know I will do it when I feel a little bit awkward or uncomfortable, where I feel like I'm kind of separate from the group, where I feel like I'm not really a part of what's going on. And so in an attempt to feel a part of, to create a bond or to create closeness, I just sort of hop into whatever conversation is around me, whether it represents who I truly am or not. And of course, those relationships or those interactions always leave me feeling unfulfilled, and so they probably do the same for you. So what happens is, under stress, we will default into old patterns. And so the true test of transformation is, can we hold that level of beingness and who we want to be, even in situations that are new and uncomfortable and might be a little bit stressful? When I ask myself, what would happen if I didn't do that? This loud and clear thought of, who does she think she is, comes to mind. Good for you. Who do you think you are? That's nice to hear, but that's not what I'm going through. Way to make me feel bad about myself. Way to make yourself seem better than everybody else. Great, we're happy that your life is all fine and dandy. And then I would feel shame. I would feel guilty. I would feel like I did something wrong for creating a really amazing life. So you've all heard the analogy probably of the crabs in the bucket. If there's one crab in a bucket, he's gonna get out every time. If there's two, one's gonna pull the other in. It's not because your family or your friends don't love you and don't want the best for you. It's that you shining brightly, you being the person that you are and want to be, does remind them of where they're not doing that. And this isn't a bad thing. This is also an opportunity for their growth. I believe that when we stay in our power, when we shine brightly, we have an opportunity to influence and impact the people that are most important to us. And every transformation starts with being a little uncomfortable. Okay, so people ask me all the time when they discover behavior about themselves they don't like. They want to know how to get rid of it. And they're like, yeah, well, just tell me the thing to get rid of it. But here is the truth. 99.9% of people are so unaware that they even do it. And if they're aware that they do it, they are unaware in the moment when they are doing it. I am telling you, you are masterful at changing yourself. You are masterful at transforming yourself into who you want to become. You may or may not believe me, but you are. What we are not as masterful at as humans is actually catching ourselves and finding those moments for transformation in the moment. So the number one thing to start to shift this is we have to start catching ourselves in the moment. We have to start recognizing, oh, I'm doing that again. So we need to watch ourselves closely when we're in interactions. We need to pay attention to when we're feeling not part of the group, or not like we're not bonding, or we're not one of the cool kids, or we feel like we're not fitting in, because those feelings, when they start to happen, is when we default into these negative patterns. The second thing is, once you're able to catch it, I think reflecting on what's going on in those situations, maybe not in the exact moment if you can't, but for sure directly afterwards, reflecting on what caused me to want to do that. And don't stay on the surface here. Don't say, I don't know, it was out of a pattern. Go deeper than that. Ask yourself, how did I feel? What was I feeling in that moment? Because it's probably going to be something like awkward or uncomfortable or left out or nobody likes me or I'm not fun. pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to what's going on in your body and in your emotions in those moments, because what comes after that is just compensation. Well, the gossiping or the jumping in or turning into someone you're not is all just a compensation for what's emotionally going on. I think it's important to remind ourselves that you're doing this personal work, that you are transforming yourselves, not to make other people feel bad, but to remind them of what's possible for themselves. And what happens is if you're constantly dimming your light around certain people or falling back into negative patterns, you don't get the opportunity to remind them of their power. You don't get the opportunity to remind them how special, how unique, how amazing and fulfilled this life is capable of being. And so I know just as easy as the next person how easy it is to fall into these patterns. How easy it is around a glass of wine or a glass of beer or the coffee table to talk about our husbands and our wives and our jobs and our health and the weather and the government and the money and all of the things. But if that's not who you are, if that's not who you want to be, then now's the time to lead. Being a leader doesn't mean having a business or having a big audience. Being a leader is moment-to-moment opportunities that you have. Being a leader means moment-to-moment opportunities that you have to transform yourself and the people around you in any given moment. And these conversations are just that, an opportunity to transform. If you liked this, give it a thumbs up and please share it out with your friends that you are having these conversations with. As well as please subscribe to my channel so you get all of the updates when I post a new video every week. And if you want some behind the scenes to get to know me and what I'm really like, which I'm like what I'm really like right now, but more behind the scenes, you can get that over on Instagram. And for the unedited discussions, go over to Facebook. That's where I do my Facebook Lives as well. So thank you so much for being here. It is always a pleasure, and I'll see you next time. Make it a great day.